Hello there, my name is Chris Johnson, and you know what I finally feel like I've gotten a grasp on as a 41-year-old man? The idea that you cannot make people give a shit about you. It's fucking impossible. I feel like that lesson, the lesson that, hey bro, you can't make people give a shit about you, I feel like that has been something that I've been confronted with basically throughout my entire fucking life. From my relationship with my fucking parents, primarily my dad, to like fucking friends in high school, to my fucking ex, to people I was interested after that. It got presented to me a lot. And I just think like, I don't know, I just didn't want to believe it. As a kid, I did not want to believe that my dad was an asshole who didn't give a fuck. But he was an asshole who didn't give a fuck. And you feel it too. You feel it talking to him. You know that he's not listening to you. You know that he could not be fucking less interested in what you're saying to him. But you just think like, well, I'm his son, right? Like maybe if I just somehow get his attention, he would fucking want to talk to me or be interested in what I'm fucking saying to him. Not just interested in what I'm saying, when he wants to be interested in what I'm saying. You know, like every third Tuesday, every other month, when he's got fucking nothing going on and he actually fucking wants to talk. Or like with my ex. I think that was like my biggest lesson from my failed marriage. Dude, you can't make somebody give a fuck about you. If somebody tells you that they hate you and they want you fucking dead at the end of it, you're probably not going to change their fucking mind. If somebody tells you that hanging out with you is going to cut into their fucking gym time, you can't fucking change that, goddammit. I feel like I just refuse to believe that this shit is possible. No fucking way. Like this can't be fucking serious, can it? Can people really talk like that to somebody else? Can people really treat somebody else like that? I like to think that as big a fuck up as I was, particularly in my marriage, that like I fucking tried, right? I fucking tried and I wanted to be a good person and I didn't want to be a fucking dick, even though I know I was a dick a lot. But like I didn't want to be a dick. So I try to recognize things and failures and imperfections and I would try to fix them. And I would think like, motherfucker, if I just fix this about myself, then maybe other people, particularly people who should give a shit, like, you know, spouses and family members and shit, if I just fix something about me, then maybe they would actually like me, you know, and accept my ass. But that is not possible. And you know what else? There's probably nothing wrong with you. I remember my therapist telling me like, well, you know, maybe it's them. And I never wanted to accept that. And she was right, but like, I don't like to think about it in those terms, like maybe it's them. Because it's kind of you in the sense that like, yeah, they're not interested in you, but that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. You know what I mean? If I think about it in like those terms, then I'm okay. It's interesting to me that it finally like took this long for me to fucking get it. But you know, whatever. It takes as long as it fucking takes, I guess. There's no fucking worse feeling than consistently asking yourself, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I did that for 40 years. And I don't really know what made me stop. I think I just finally, like, was away from everything enough. And maybe, like, it's just like hearing other people's issues, too. I like to talk to people about their problems. And I like to listen to other people's problems. Advice columns, Reddit, all that bullshit. And if you're looking at it from, like, you know, 30,000 feet, if I can take a fucking bizarre, trite cliche. But if you're looking at it in a situation that doesn't really involve you, you can kind of see things a little bit differently. Because what do you give a fuck? I'm not involved in their fucking relationship. I don't know. It's easier to fucking form an opinion on that. Sometimes you got to take a look at your shit from a distance. But it's hard to do that because you're fucking involved in it. And you're actually feeling the fucking pain and the hurt and all the shit that fucking goes into it. And also, too, I got to be fucking honest here. I am not at all convinced that, like, if I was in a legitimate relationship again, I'm not at all convinced that I wouldn't, like, slip right back into that. I hope that I fucking wouldn't. Like, just blaming myself for everything and trying to convince somebody that thinks I'm a piece of shit, that they shouldn't think I'm a piece of shit. So I'm not really confident in myself in that regard. But, like, I feel like I've got such a clarity on it now at this point that, like, maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe I would realize it. Maybe I'm not going to keep making the same fucking mistake for another 40 fucking years. That has my ass excited. It doesn't have me wanting to go out and fucking do anything. I still basically want to fucking not talk to fucking anybody and sit on my ass in my recliner here and just do whatever the fuck. Chris Johnson's not open for business. I'm not going to be fucking joining dating sites or going out on my way to fucking meet people. Chris Johnson's still Chris Johnson now. But what I'm saying is I've got a more clear head. I think. I don't know. I'm telling myself that. And I figure like at fucking worst, maybe like I can be like one of these fucking new age assholes that if I constantly tell myself that, I can will it into existence. Now, I think that's fucking bullshit. But, you know, it can't fucking hurt. And me telling myself that, like, you're doing a good job, bro. You're doing your fucking best. If that's what I gotta fucking deal with and I feel fucking good about myself or better about myself, then fucking great. I'll fucking keep doing that. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. I can do that. I can pump myself up. This is a serious piece of advice. Now, I hate giving advice, but take this advice. You can't control if anybody else gives a fuck about you, right? But you can control if you give a fuck about you. So I'm fucking begging your ass. Start caring about yourself. Start treating yourself nicer. Start being fucking kind to yourself. Fucking support yourself. Tell yourself that you're doing a good job. Give yourself a fucking break if you're having a fucking rough time. Show yourself fucking compassion. All that stuff is going to help you out, I promise. I am my own fucking hype man these days. And like, I'm not really any different or better than I ever was before, but I feel different. And then that helps you see some shit. I will be back Sundays and Wednesdays. That's the new episodes of the podcast come out. Podbean's the host of the cast. Every fucking episode is there. Website, app, whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I just want you to listen to me. Can you do that, please? I'm also on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Spotify and iHeartRadio. Any podcasting site you want. Twitter, Johnson Hates You. Facebook. This is going to be in my Facebook timeline. And on Instagram, you can see pictures of my ass and maybe the number 5 minutes.